All right, team, what's going on? I'm Tim Jenkins, and welcome to All Things QB, where I watch every single clip and break down the most important ones. Today, we've got Caleb Williams against the Packers, Saturday night football, and a huge win for this Bears team. But before we jump into it, please FTA this thing, which means comment for the algorithm. Make sure you like this video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. And I always say you can wait till the end, and hopefully I earned that subscription. Really quick, before we dive into it though, we just launched memberships. We've got a members only Bears video dropping tomorrow. One thing I want to highlight about the memberships is priority responses to the comments. If you guys comment, you got a question for me, jump over there, join the memberships. It's a huge way to support the growth of this channel. You guys fuel the channel. If you can't do it, I totally understand. I hope you have a great Christmas, and guess what? Without further ado, let's jump into the film. All right, team. We are jumping into this thing, and if I'm a little more quiet than usual, it's because it is 5:33 and I'm trying to not wake up any of these four kids that we've got home. With that being said, I mean, what a win for this Bears team. We're opening up. We've got a great little pure progression. Great job by Caleb working all the way back through this concept. You'll see his eyes on the tight, and then you guys know we'll reload this thing. We'll talk through the whole shebang, but you can just see his eyes. Look at that. It's a great job working the progression. To me, super simple concept here. We just got stick gator. We're going to motion down. A little short motion here from Oz, and we're going to get into probably sticky Y flat gator. Okay, so you're going to get here. We're going to short motion. We're going to have our Y on the flat. Boom. We're going to have our stick route. Turn in against void. We're going to have a spark route here where we've got all these options. Then we got the dig. You're reading this thing 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. So I want you guys to watch Caleb. Boom. Flat's not there. He feels like 25's too far outside that he can take this. He feels like, man, I'm not sure I got a great job on my stick. Resets on the dig. That's a great job. It's a great job. Great find. I want you guys to watch the feet here too. Look at the feet. One, boom. He's ready for it. Bang, bang. Nope. Reset, ball. Yeah. Great job by number 22, staying flat on that dig. So that window's there. Great job by the boys up front in protection. Just really clean rep. Really clean rep. Gosh, great way to start the game. Great way to start the game. Here we're still on drive 1. We've got this little scramble shallow. It's a great job by Caleb buying time. And a great job by Oz just continuing to work across the formation. You know, on these shallows, you're running across the formation regardless, right? So it's like, hey, okay, we've got a good head start because we're working across the formation on shallow. With that being said, just a great job continuing to run the space. Great catch. Beautiful, though, by Caleb keeping his eyes downfield once he scrambles here. We got this little late motion by Komet where we're sending Komet outside. We've got you've got shallow cross here. Remember, man-to-man, we stay on the run. Against zone, we'd sit down. It's obviously man-to-man. We've got that paired with the basic. Here we've got the big post. Okay. Komet's just motioning to this runoff. To me, you're working this thing shallow to here. Okay. You sometimes alert this post against quarters, right? If we were to get quarters coverage where we feel like this backside safety might get aggressive or this frontside safety and we feel like we could win against this guy, you might alert that. You might end up alerting that post. Here, though, Caleb's really just thinking, let me take my shallow. You can see the Packers are just in man. right? You got man across the board, cover one. Man, 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 man on the back, center fielder, right? So we've got a great look if we can get to the shallow cross, because we've got this guy has to run all the way across the formation with us. That's never a good look for the defense, ever. Caleb here, boom, getting out. Let that thing rip. Gosh, man. Just clean. It's a clean rep. Great job by Oz. Great job by Oz. Look at it here. So part of, this why we get out, right? We overset a little bit. Boom, he looks like he's going to win inside, right? Left tackle does a great job redirecting, washing him down. So then, boom, Caleb can get out of there, eyes downfield. You guys, we take for granted how hard of a throw this is. I know you guys think 5, 10, 50. It's just a 15-yard throw that we all make at Turkey Bowl, right? Sprinting full speed to your left and then just placing that thing perfectly in front is substantially harder than we all think. And then it's just a long handoff too, right? We're giving him an opportunity to continue on your path. Just flat out exactly what you guys want, man. Gosh, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, this one is, it's in during that drive to close out the half. All right, so it was the end of the second quarter. We don't really have a lot of clips until fourth quarter and overtime. Just want to make sure we're all aware of that. But this is during when we were starting to try to drive the ball a little bit. And it's one of the ones that we end up throwing away. And it's like, man, little bit of a busted coverage to where if our protection could have held up, or if we could have had a better protection plan, we have a shot. What I want you guys to see is, okay, what do the Packers end up being in? They end up being, to me, in some sort of, I want to say cover zero, because what ends up happening is you've got man across the board, okay? And then he ends up inserting as more of a robber where he's reading the eyes, right? And then we get two guys to also drop out. So to me, this is more like cover zero with a robber, where I think, two of these guys would be responsible for these guys that get out, if they get out. And then if not, they're just dropping. Okay. With all that being said, we end up getting a busted coverage, because I want you guys to watch this matchup here. And Caleb has his eyes out there too. So it's like we get him just running away. Now Caleb knows, hey, I've got a free runner. So he ends up getting out of there. And then it's like he can't really put his body in a spot with the wind and everything else going on to make this throw. But it's one of those where it's like, man, I feel like we had some sort of busted coverage. Something happened to where that guy didn't realize, hey, that we're in zero. Caleb also simultaneously has his eyes out there. With all that being said, like, there's no realistic way in which, if you have a free runner, you're going to actually get to that. But if we could have, somehow had a little bit better protection plan, a little bit better pressure plan, kept Komet in, done something, we really would have had a shot at this one. And I say that too because of his eyes, right? You guys see his eyes out there? It's hard, though, if you really look at this, because if you really look at this, what are we doing? We're accounting for 5, right? Bang, bang, bang. There's 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's like those are the 5 our line's accounting for. Now, the fact that 2 of them drop out, we start to do a good job of starting to then try to pass this thing off. If 75 can then redirect and get out here, maybe we have a chance. But it's part of these pressure packages that are so hard in the NFL, where it seems like we got one thing coming, we slide the line, something else completely different comes. It's part of where the pure progressions and all this other stuff fit in, is because There's just so much to decipher at the line of scrimmage right now in the NFL. Feel like we had one there, but also one of those things where you feel like we have it. Caleb's eyes are in the right spot. We've got a busted coverage, but that's also not a realistic thing to count on in terms of, okay, hey, we're going to count on this kind of thing for our offense. So we'll move that aside. We mark that as a no grade, not a bad, because it's like, dude, you got a free runner. You got all these other things going on. It's going to be hard to find that guy. The best part about that last clip is that we have one immediately following where we get another busted coverage, except Caleb finds exactly the uncovered guy. So one other thing to note on this is, do I know that Caleb for sure found this guy as a way of, oh, I know exactly who's uncovered? No, right? He could have just easily been getting into his check down. Turns out his check down was the uncovered guy. Or he knew exactly who was uncovered and went to him. So either way, phenomenal job. We again have a free runner. I'm trying to think of what our center's doing in terms of why we're sliding that way, if I'm being honest, when we have a free release back. Regardless of what's going on, they're in cover one. So they're in cover one and they busted this coverage because we've got man-to-man, 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 man-to-man. We have our center fielder, right? He's supposed to be on the back. Boom, right here. Okay? He loses track of the back. Caleb has this free runner. That is the one thing that's interesting about this look, is I would have thought that with this Mike walked up, we would have gone 5-0, 5-0 and just went 5-on-5 across the board. Sorry, out here, bang. And then it feels like a 5-0 look. Instead, we slide, which turns that guy completely free. Caleb just does a great job getting to his back, and then it turns into a huge play. It's a great find by Caleb. Great quick decision. Knows exactly where to go with the football. That's an awesome one. It's an absolutely awesome one. Look at him finish this run on the sideline too. Like, guys, this is physical football in a rivalry game. Boom. Bang. That's how you finish. That's how you finish in a rivalry game. Here we just got a flat out dime. You guys are going to absolutely love this one. Gosh, man. Love that. I love that so much. Little half roll, little rock protection. Rock protection, half roll, dime. Man, that is awesome. What I love about this too is I just love overall schematics of it, where it's more or less selling, like it's selling a half roll, right? It's selling a boot. Okay. Where we've got this going across, boom, action. We're working this way. Okay. We've got a little out and up. All right. This would be one. And you got DJ Moore on the big end. That would be two, right? So you're reading this thing 1-2. So if you're Caleb, boom, you get out of the pocket. We've got that pulling guard, so you can half roll this thing and pull up right about here. This is what you're examining first, right? Okay, hey, do I feel like my guy won on the out and up? Me right now, I'm saying no as well, right? Caleb says no. I'm saying no. You move on, find your big dig, bang, drill it. That's playing quarterback, man. Shot called isn't always a shot taken, right? But with this still generates a huge chunk play. So it's almost, you still throw the shot play, because your second progression is just a 20-yard dig route. No big deal. 20 miles an hour crosswinds. Bang. Put that thing on the chest. From my chin to your chest, DJ Moore. Let's look at it one more time. Great design here on the half roll. Half roll pull up. Boom. Gosh, man. I just love it. I absolutely love it. This one I just want you guys to kind of enjoy. I cut the clip off, but this is just hilarious to me. This right here. There's nothing really to break down because after he gets out of there, it's just blanket coverage downfield. The Packers did a really good job, but I do love this. Is just insane. If you guys think about it, the amount of times that he does stuff like this and how that's just avoiding a negative play, like avoiding a negative chunk play, and how big that is. That's awesome. Okay, this one, oh, biscuits, man. This is one we need. We need this, Oz. We need this in a big way. Oh, it's just an absolute bullet. It's hilarious because we're also already in the fourth quarter and we're not even halfway through this film breakdown. That's how much is in the fourth quarter and overtime for us to enjoy. But, oh, biscuits. Hey, great design. Need a chunk play here, right? We're getting late in the fourth quarter. We're down 2 scores. We need a chunk play. This is just traditional Y cross, right? It's Y cross. We've got DJ Moore on that little out and up. Not little, but it's a big out and up. We've got our cross here, over, deep over, whatever you want to call it, and we got the big end, okay? You could probably alert this thing, right? If you get a matchup you like, and then you just read it 1 to 2 to wherever your check down is. I'm assuming OTB. Yep. You got a little hob, a little H over the ball. You can see Caleb just working this thing perfect. 5, hitch, ball. What do those hitches tell us, guys? This is something that I want you guys to realize. I want you guys to look at on the tight because this is how 3, 4, 5, hitch, ball. 2, 3, 4, 5, hitch, ball. So that's him going through his progression, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross, dagger, ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross, in, ball. That's perfect, guys. His feet should tell a story. His feet are starting to tell a story. That's what I need you guys to understand. The difference between this time, this year, and last year is that our feet are starting to tell a story. We're starting to tell a story with our footwork. Our footwork's starting to go tied to the progression, tied to the progression, tied to the progression. It's exactly what you want to see from a young quarterback. We need that. Tied to a progression, babe. Tied to a progression. It's exactly what we're getting. This we got a little risque. We got a little risque with this throw. We got, yeah. We maybe had a little effort in ourselves right here. We'll get back to the wide. But yeah, this is definitely a force shot. This is definitely a bad. It's our first bad of the day. Pressing a little bit late. Now, do we still end up with a catchable football for DJ Moore? Yeah, we do. We do. Which is insane that I'm saying that based on this coverage look. This one's tough because this one, to me, is an outside in progression. Now, you really could say you've got this, we've got the corner stop, you got the seam, and then you got the Oklahoma out. But this is much deeper. I just can't draw it, okay? So could it looks like Caleb's reading this thing inside out. To me, this is one of those things where you sit there and you go, okay, it looks to me like we're getting cover 6, right? Where you get cover 2 to one side, you get quarters to the other. You love this. You love the Oklahoma against that. So it's like, I don't blame Caleb for getting off of this. Then he gets here, and I guess what he's seeing is this vertical, almost you could call it like a cover 2 hole shot, but against quarters, he's going to try to make his own hole shot right here. But what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to watch this receiver outside, because if we can just find a reason to work out there, he's banging this thing. Granted, ball's already out of his hands, so this guy's breaking. So that's something that's important to note when you're watching film is, we can't pretend like the ball's not out of his hand when we're evaluating this. But I do think right here even, you're going to see that, man, we're going to be able to cross this guy's hips. And we're going to have an opportunity to just drive this thing in there. Instead, we kind of force it down the middle, which at the end of the day, DJ would even tell you, hey, man, I got to make that play. I got to make that contested catch in traffic. Now, do I think that's very realistic? No, I don't. But, at the end of it, all you can say is that, yeah, we had a shot to make a play on that football. And if that's what we're saying, man, you got to kind of think to yourself, biscuits. But this to me is, yeah, they read it inside out, which, hey, and they instead of that crosser, they've got Loveland on a deep hank. That's one that, yeah, you wish you could read all the way out, and then simultaneously, if DJ makes a tough catch, we're probably talking about it as a great football. But that's another one that we got to go bad, right? We had to go bad. That's a little too risque. All right, team, it is halftime. We are halfway through this thing, but before we keep going, I need to talk to you guys about our memberships. We've got a members only Bears breakdown extended cut dropping tomorrow. I've got 7 more clips. This is 14 clips total. I've got 7 more clips on the extended cut members only video dropping tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoy it. We've got priority responses to your comments, so make sure you do that. And then we got loyalty badges, all sorts of fun stuff. Guys, it is the fuel to this channel. It is the growth to this channel. It helps us keep growing. Your guys' support, just watching it all, means the world to me. If you can't jump over there and do the memberships, please, please, please consider subscribing to the channel. But you guys know the deal. Let's jump back into the film. This right here is the only other quote-unquote bad. No, sorry. We got one more on the tape. This is, and listen, am I being hard on this grade? Yeah, I am. I am being extremely difficult. I'm being a tough grader on this. With that being said, Caleb Williams is an exceptional quarterback. We can fit this thing in. He knows it too. This is a great dialed up look. We get 2 to that side. I want you guys to look at this. We've got cover 2 to this side, right? You got the press to flat. You got the half player. We've got DJ here, and then we got a corner behind it. Just tradition. This is smash, right? All this is smash. And he's got that corner runner. I mean, I love that Caleb's hunting with the football, if we're being honest. You gotta love that. Now, we had dudes everywhere on this one, because you also have the shallow cross with Oz. You don't have this basic. But this to me is it's kind of a cool little take on what we see a lot, which is sail drive. But this is more just a smash drive. Really love the design. 1, 2, 3, hitch. Oh, man. Obviously, those two don't get a lot of reps together, and they'll end up redeeming themselves on a corner route later, as you guys know. But I love that we're hunting with the football. Simultaneously, we got to just put this one on our guy. Great protection up front, too. Ooh. All right, so you guys know, okay? What happens? We kick the field goal, okay? We kick the field goal, but we run the team out there, and we're a little late on the operation, if we're being honest. right? We're a little late on the operation. Run the field goal unit out there, kick the field goal, make the field goal. Then what happens? We kick the onside kick, okay? We watch that clip in the extended cut, so if you want, jump over there, grab the members only extended cut, drop it tomorrow. But, okay, we get the onside kick. Then it goes, okay, all right, we got the onside kick. We're down 7. Got a minute 40 something left in the ball game. And this Bears offense just goes to work. We just go to work. I love that we weren't rushed. I love that we still sprinkled in the runs. I love everything about the final drive. There's a piece of me that wishes we would have gotten a little bit more aggressive earlier in the game, but it all played out exactly how it was supposed to. This is just such a good job from Caleb getting to this sit route. I want you guys to see Loveland. This is a great job. He's got this little arc release. He's going to sit down. I want you guys to watch him see this defender buzz outside his face so he knows, boom, just sit down right off his hip. Look at this. He sees it, boom, sits off right his hip. Caleb does a great job playing on time to him so that then, because he's on time to him, he can make that little jab move. And that jab move is worth another, 3 yards? And it's because we got to him on time. We get to him on time. He can set that guy up. Boom, right there. Big. It's a great job. We don't need to rush anything. It's just it's exactly what you guys want, man. Boom. Okay, here we got the DJ Moore dig route. I flat out love this thing. We got that dagger concept with a shallow coming from the other side. This is just high-level football. Another great job from our quarterback. Just playing on time with his feet. How much fun is that to say, by the way, about a Bears quarterback? Hey, we're just consistently playing on time with our feet, playing within the structure of our offense. Like, that's got to feel good. We've just got dagger. So we've got the seam here. We got the big in here. We're bringing the shallow from this side. Okay, you read this thing 1 to 2, right? The big dig down to the shallow. DJ does a great job. Oz, first and foremost, does a really good job on the runoff, actually just contacting that guy. It turns into almost a 30-yard pick play, if you see right there. But DJ does a great job rolling into the window, getting vertical, making the play. Look at it from the tight. I want you guys to see how good Caleb's feet are here. One, two, three, four, five, hitch ball. And remember, when we drew it up, what did we say? Digs are what? First or second progression? Our first, right? So what do you want to see? You want to see 1 hitch to it. 5 hitch ball. Exactly on time. That is paper timing. That's what it is on a playbook page, right? That's paper timing. That's perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitch shot. Great catch by 2, man. That's an incredible catch, and guess what, boys and girls? That is not his best catch of the day. You guys know that, though. This one is the last bad that we have, which is, man, we've got it, right? Ooh. We've got a great look. We fight to the outside. This one just takes off on Caleb. Because we've got the exact look we want. We've got off man, right? Or it's not man, it's zone. But we've got off coverage where we can lean and then win outside. Okay, so we've got off coverage We want to take advantage of it with this speed out. And you can see our receiver. Look, vertical. You see how he's aiming at that outside shoulder? Oz, this is really good by Oz. Like that right there. Boom, he's got a touchdown. Okay. Great job by 14. Boom, snapping at the front of the end zone. Ooh. Yeah. That's one Caleb just going to want back. Just going to want that one back. A great play call, too. Great find, and that just sails on him. I really think all that was just simply him sailing it. I don't think that was anything where you're like, okay, hey, mechanically, what's the issue? You know, yada, yada, yada. We could talk through how I think he's kind of, fallen off this thing, where you see him throw, and you guys know that have watched these videos. I'm not a fan of this back foot coming off the ground as high as it does. I think that's an issue. A little bit of an overstride here, you could say. A little bit of an overstride, back foot kicking way up. Is that why we sail it? You know, to me, my answer would be yes, right? If I'm coaching one of our guys, we're addressing it. Simultaneously, man, it's a great job getting to this guy, getting to this part of our progression. That's perfect. Perfect read, great execution. Now finish it. Sorry, when I say great execution, I'm talking about our receiver. Great read, great route. Finish it with a great throw. Finish it with a great throw for a touchdown. All right, team, you guys know what's coming here. We've got just absolutely perfect, man. Absolutely perfect. Just, there's nothing like a red zone, zero answer float touchdown. Gosh, man, this is so good. This is as good as it's going to get. This is absolutely perfect. And it's great execution. So we need to talk through every aspect of this play because this is perfect red zone execution. So we've got fourth down, okay? What do the Packers show? The Packers out of the gate are showing 0, okay? They're showing man across the board. We got man-to-man here, man-to-man here, man-to-man here, man-to-man here. And they've got 7 guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 walked up at the line of scrimmage, okay? How are we going to protect that? The Bears are going to bluff protect this, meaning they're going to motion in to make it seem like, okay, hey, we're going to get heavy, right? We're going to then use our tight end and our back to try to protect 7. So even if you green dog this thing, what green dog means is if our tight end stays in here, then his guy will trigger, okay? Meaning they're always going to be +1. They're always going to send one more than we have. We're going to bluff protect this thing. What Caleb knows right here, right now, is that his line is going to full slide to the right. We're going to get a full slide to the right, which is going to buy him time to float to his what we would call a cover 99 beater, meaning our cover 0 beater, which is this point guy on the corner route, okay? Now, boom, we get the snap. Caleb floats perfectly in the pocket. We get a busted coverage from the Packers, which helps us, but honestly, we didn't need it. There is no way that an inside-out leverage DB is going to be able to cover this thing. So Caleb floats, gets it up in the air. That thing would have hit the back pylon if we drop it. It's a perfect throw, and I'm telling you, this is one of the better catches you're going to see in the NFL this week. So that, to me, from just a complete start to finish, is as good of a rep as you'll see at attacking 0 in the red zone. Because even though they bail out of it, it doesn't matter. Right? They bail out of it. It doesn't matter because we still get the same look. It's all still the same stuff. They bail out of it. They only end up bringing 5, but this guy's not in it. This guy's not in it, right? All these guys, they're not in it. Okay. He's actually not bailing out. He's got the back. But all these guys, like these guys bailing out underneath, they're not in this play. It's all about that pitch and catch, man. All about that pitch and catch. Okay, so now we're in overtime, team. We got 2 clips left. Okay, we're in overtime. What I want you guys to know is that that last shot play we called actually isn't the first shot play we called in overtime. The first shot play we called in overtime was the drive starter. We started with it, okay? And I love what we're trying to set up. What we're trying to set up is a little boot with a leak, okay? We're trying to set up boot Y leak. So we're going to motion across. Boom, we're going to make this thing look like boot. We're going to leak the tight end on the shallow special. And we just don't have it. The Packers cover it up. But I love how aggressive Ben was. This to me is, okay, you're going to motion across. Boom, so it looks like boot, right? We're selling boot. Selling boot here. And we got Komet on the shallow. Boom, with the leak. We got DJ on the runoff. We're trying to hit Komet, sneaking across this formation. Cole does a really great job, too. Getting lost there, but 56 just does a good job in recognition. They cover it up. Best part about this from Caleb, it's a great throwaway. He's a great job throwing this football away. Action. Get out of there, pull up, see if you have it. Nope. Then he starts to scramble around. Doesn't have it, starts to scramble around. Okay, throw it away. Just a really smart decision. Then we get back-to-back, 2 big runs. Okay? 2 big runs, and then we go right back to another shot play. 2 big runs, right back to another shot play. And the city is on fire. This is just absolutely awesome. Yeah. Dagger to win it, man. All right, team, we got to talk through this whole thing. So we're in 13 personnel. We've got our 1 back, and we've got our 3 tight ends. We've got our Y, our Z, actually, and our F, okay? We've got our backside receiver, DJ Moore. That's our X. That's our 1 receiver out there. We are going to get, and we're going to show lead action, okay? We're going to get Komet across the formation. We're going to show lead action. We're going to wrap to protect. So I want you guys to watch this. Watch our, who we have as, we're calling him our F. It's one of our tight ends, but watch him wrap to add in protection here on this backside. That's the key to this play. We've got this action here from Caleb. Boom. So boom, right there. That's how we buy enough time to protect this play. Now I want you guys to watch what we're doing. We're trying to rock this protection, meaning Caleb's trying to slightly roll the pocket here, and we're going to make it look like float, where we're making it look like this tight end throwback, okay? Everybody runs this where you run it off of a half roll. You have tight end throwback. We have Loveland on the route. But guess what, team? We're not actually setting up tight end throwback. We're setting up the deep country route to DJ Moore all the way across this formation. So I want you guys to watch how it looks like. Boom. It looks like we're in rock protection. Everybody on the Packers thinks, oh, okay, hey, they're trying to run float. They're trying to run tight end throwback, right? Not so fast, because Caleb's going to pull up and he is going to rip the country post to DJ Moore for the game winner. And DJ Moore is going to make a heck of a contested catch. Look at this thing. I want you guys to watch it from the tight too. This to me is as special as it's going to get. First and foremost, I want you guys to watch 81 in protection, because 81 in protection is why this thing goes. Bang, right there. Caleb putting his eyes at the float route. Nope, we're not throwing float. We're throwing country. And we hit the country post for a huge touchdown. Should have been PI too. That is awesome. Poor DJ. It's dead at Soldier Field. But guess what? Dead as a potential division champion. So all in all, team, what do we think? I mean, I'm fired up. This was absolutely awesome. What a win for this Bears team. Obviously not the script that you would want. If I'm being honest, I thought they would just come out and I really thought they would control this game start to finish. However, talk about competitive spirit, competitive grit, continuing to work through whatever you have faced. We get an onside kick. We never quit. We continue to battle. To me, I think this team's special. Ben Johnson said he thought they were special. This is going to be interesting. A lot of things are lining up to where it seems like we're going to have a home game, a home playoff game at Soldier Field. So I'm excited for it. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Comment, let me know what you thought, and until next time, peace.